Your towels were thick once. You remember it, that first wash, the way they actually pulled water off your skin instead of just moving it around. Now they come out of the laundry stiff, a little scratchy, and somehow still damp feeling against you, no matter how long they ran in the dryer. A hotel towel, often the exact same cotton, stays plush and thirsty for years. A decent replacement set runs $30 to $80, and most people buy them every year or two. Not because the towels wore out, but because something in the routine quietly destroyed them. That something is probably sitting in your laundry room right now, labeled as the solution. It is not the towels. It is not you. You followed advice that sounds completely reasonable and happens to work against the one thing a towel is supposed to do. By the end of this, you will know how to bring a stiff, musty towel back, for pennies, using something already in your kitchen, and keep it that way without buying anything new. And there is one principle threaded through all of it, borrowed from a Japanese approach to cloth that has kept fabric useful for generations instead of replacing it every season. Hold on to that idea. It matters more than it sounds. First, the villain: fabric softener. And dryer sheets, which are just fabric softener pressed into a sheet. Same mechanism, same result. They work by laying a thin, waxy coating over the cotton fibers. Coming out of the wash, that coating feels genuinely soft, slick in a satisfying way. But wax and water do not mix. The loops of cotton in your towel, the tiny ones whose entire purpose is to pull moisture off your skin, are now coated in something that repels water. Every wash adds a little more. Over time, a towel can lose up to half its absorbency this way. You are not drying off anymore. You are smearing. The buildup does something else, too. It traps moisture inside the fibers and creates a place for mustiness to settle in. That sour, never quite fresh smell that survives washing after washing. Two other habits compound it. Too much detergent, which leaves residue the rinse cycle cannot fully clear, and that residue dries hard inside the fibers, and running towels too long on high heat, which bakes them brittle rather than drying them soft. Here is the mechanism, kept short because you do not need a chemistry lesson. You need your towels back. A towel absorbs through thousands of small cotton loops. Fabric softener films those loops in a water-resistant layer. White vinegar is mildly acidic, and that mild acidity dissolves the waxy coating and the leftover detergent residue. The loops open back up. That is it. That is why this works. Now the method. Get to it. Step 1 is the strip wash. Take your stiff towels and run them through a hot cycle with about 1 cup of white vinegar and no detergent. Just the vinegar. Leave the soap out entirely this time. The vinegar is doing the work, and detergent in the same load competes with it. When the cycle finishes and the towels are dry, run your hand across one. The stiff, papery surface gives way. You can feel the loops again, and they will not smell like vinegar. That rinses out completely, and it takes the mustiness with it. One wash, and a towel you were ready to relegate to the rag pile comes back smelling genuinely neutral for the first time in months. Step 2 is for the towels that are really far gone. If the strip wash alone is not enough, follow it with a second wash, separate, not combined, using about half a cup of baking soda. The reason they go in separately matters. Vinegar is an acid, baking soda is a base, and if you pour them in together, they neutralize each other. You have basically washed with salt water. Run them one after the other, though, and even the most neglected towel in your closet has a real shot at coming back. Step 3. Stop using fabric softener and dryer sheets on your towels. Not cut back. Stop. For ongoing softness going forward, a splash of vinegar in the rinse cycle every few washes handles it. No coating, no buildup, no slow waterproofing. The softener was selling you the cause of the problem. Step 4 is one most people do not expect. Cut your detergent to about half of what you normally use. It feels wrong. Less soap should mean less clean. The reverse is true. Pour in too much and the machine cannot rinse all of it out, so the excess dries stiff inside the fibers. That board-like crunch you blamed on aging towels is often just undissolved detergent. Half the amount actually rinsed clean, and the towels come out softer. Try it once and you will not go back. Step 5, stop baking them. High heat for a full dryer cycle scorches the cotton. You can feel it. that overcooked brittleness straight out of the drum. Pull the towels out while they are still just barely slightly damp and let them finish on a rack or a line. The loops dry standing up and open instead of flattened under heat. If you have a line outside and a bit of moving air, even better. The towels come out different, fuller, genuinely fresh in a way no product replicates. Free, and it works better. Now, if your towels are already stiff and musty, here is the rescue in full. Hot cycle, 1 cup of white vinegar, no detergent. Dry them and feel the difference. If they need a second pass, run a separate wash with half a cup of baking soda. Between those 2 washes, you are dissolving what built up and clearing out what was trapped. What comes out the other side is not a new towel. It is the towel you already owned, restored to what it was before the routine worked against it. There is a Japanese cloth called the Tenugui, thin, flat-woven cotton, built to dry fast and never hold that damp mustiness in the first place. The philosophy behind it is plain. Dry it quickly, dry it in air, and the cloth stays fresh on its own without anything layered on top. That idea, air over heat, nothing coating what needs to stay open, is exactly what this whole method is doing with ordinary bath towels. You do not need a Tenugui. But the principle it carries is what is already fixing the towels you own. The Japanese tradition treats a good cloth as something to maintain and hand down, not something to wear out and replace. That is the lens this method comes from. Keep the thing working. Do not coat it until it stops. Look at what this costs. A jug of white vinegar and a box of baking soda run a few dollars and last for months. You stop buying fabric softener entirely, a recurring cost that disappears. Against that, replacement towel sets run $30 to $80, and most people buy them every year or two convinced the old ones were finished. They were not finished. They were coated, over-soaped, and over-baked, and every one of those is reversible. Fabric softener, for what it is worth, is a product you buy again and again for a benefit that does not build over time. That is worth knowing. One honest note before you go. If a towel has genuinely worn thin, you can hold it up and see light through it, the loops physically gone after years of real use. A vinegar wash cannot bring cotton fibers back that are no longer there. That is actual wear. It makes an excellent cleaning rag, and it has had a full life. But that describes a small fraction of the towels people throw out. Most of them are not worn. They are coated and stiff, and those come all the way back. If this changed how you are looking at the stiff towel sitting in your laundry room right now, subscribe. Because next week, we are doing the same method applied to bed sheets.